Welcome to the first episode of MAW Classics. I'm Paul Cook here with Nick Schaefer and Jerry Hill of the Bruisers. Today we will be rewatching the first championship game of the very first MAW tournament. It was April 29th, 2017. The Stompers versus the Bruisers, 14 tournaments. Only time these two teams played in this tournament came down to a veteran team versus a new team. So, Jerry, this was your very first tournament, you and the Bruisers. What were your expectations going in?
I mean, we were fairly clueless going in. We knew the level. We knew that you guys had played for years, so we figured. But we're super friendly with every time we had emailed you or texted you, so we knew it was going to be a good experience. I don't think we had any expectations to make it to the finals, knowing that you guys had played this long. But we had this kid that could throw pretty hard, so here we were in the finals.
And Nick, for you were kind of like on the opposite end of the spectrum. Maybe we'll get into this when we get into the game. But for you, a veteran, and you kind of came into this tournament, I think, kind of looking at it as maybe your last hurrah.
Yeah. As most people know in MAW, especially my teammates, dealing with some shoulder issues. And I looked at it as, like you said, Paul, my last hurrah. And whether I'm facing a brand new team like the Bruisers or an experienced team, Axe or somebody else, I treat each team the same as they are gunning to be champions. So I don't see a difference. But I went into this tournament trying to give everything I had and wanted to win it, as thinking I might retire then or sometime soon.
All right, yeah, it ended up being a heck of a game. We'll get to it just shortly here. Six inning finals. I think the finals were 6 innings. It was 5 or 6 innings. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
But close good game, and a bit of Mid-Atlantic Wiffleball history here. So we'll be right back at the start of the game. Right, welcome everybody to the first edition of MAW Classic. Back on April 29th, 2017 in York, Pennsylvania for the 2017 opening day tournament. This is the final game with the Stompers 2-0 coming into this game versus the Bruisers also 2-0. This was a 4-team tournament. Both of these teams beat the Yaks and Squad 51 to get here. For the Stompers, this is the first tournament in a while, about 10 years, right, Nick?
Yeah, which was really cool to get back on the field with many of the original Stompers and the original 4, the second original 4. It was so cool because we always rehashed the glory days, so it was wonderful to be back in a competitive atmosphere with you guys.
And for Jerry, for you and the rest of the Bruisers, this was your first time out, right?
Yeah, first time out. Never played competitive wiffle ball. We played inside, but this is our first time outside playing, and it was such a fun experience.
Jerry's leading off here against Nick. What do you remember from Nick first time facing him, Jerry?
With Nick, I remember it was frustrating. We had faced the ball earlier, and I just couldn't even see the ball. I mean, you remember that opening day? I think he might have thrown 5 miles per hour even faster that opening day. Yeah. Or maybe it was just the first time ever seeing fast pitch. So with Nick, you could see the ball, but you're a true pitcher, man. And so, like right there, right? You elevated on me. I'd fouled a couple balls off, and so you elevated a riser on me. So you were tough because I could see it, but you locate and you change speeds, and so a true pitcher versus a guy like Bowler Ryan who just rears back and threw hard.
Brian Dolple up now for the Bruisers. Looks like he got a little piece of that.
Yeah.
What was, we all know, Ryan was really dominant that first season pitching-wise, Jerry. What do you make of Ryan as a hitter?
Ryan's a great hitter. That's where he when he played college ball, he was an outfielder and a hitter, so that's where he makes his money. But obviously he had incredible arm strength as well. I think he had a pretty good tournament, and a good overall year as well.
he was really good. He didn't win Rookie of the Year. I think Bull won Rookie of the Year, but could have gone either way.
Yep.
So I think Ryan got a little seeing eye single that first time up. So 1 on 1 out brings up Chris Owen.
If I had a better second baseman like Almar or something, would ate it up.
I think it's poor positioning on the coach there. He's got me all the way over. Okay, so 2 outs now. Brings up Glenn.
Glenn likes to go Mambo.
Yeah, does he get a hit here, if I remember correctly?
He definitely gets a hit sometime against you this game.
Yeah.
I'm going the other way on you. I really should have been shifted over.
Yeah.
Well, this first inning was tough because there was a lot of foul balls to the right side. Jerry had a couple foul balls leading off. It wasn't a 1-2-3 smooth inning as a pitcher. That just makes it more challenging, and also I think it gives the offense a boost of confidence against you. So I knew I had to fight that going forward in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, you made some nice adjustments. I think at this stage we were pretty defensive, so we were trying to see the ball fairly late, and just put it in play.
Yeah.
Did you guys hit it all off a bull earlier in the tournament, or is it just there's the hit? Again, poor range by your second base.
That was a tough play. It was a nice effort. I think it makes it. This was the debate I remember in this game clearing out. Was it first and third, or was it first and second after that hit? I think ultimately we decide first and third from the.
Yeah, that was a clean single, so it'd be first and third. So typical to form, Nick. You're already in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, my whip is never the greatest number for a pitcher.
Yeah, that's always one of the things that amazed me and Tim about you is you were always in trouble. A lot of times by design. You just wouldn't give in. And I know there's a time coming up later in this game where you really had your back against the wall.
And Paul, you'd probably notice too. Like I really believe that sometimes analytics can be wrong. Like my ERA was usually low, very low. But then if you did a fifth ball, that would probably be very high because it doesn't take into account getting out the big out. And it wouldn't be opposite.
So mark up here for the Barrel Bruisers.
Yeah. Yeah, that low riser, it hadn't been something we'd seen, right? So, Ball had a screwball.
There you go. Wait on that.
Took something off there.
Yeah. I was breaking that out a little bit more. 2017 on a slow curve, just because if people like Jerry and his teammates got used to the low riser, then they'll start hitting the ball very hard.
Yeah, could have bet $20 that you're coming right back with that pitch after that slow curve.
Well, that was my go-to pitch. If I needed a big pitch, I would do a longer stride, my left foot, my plant leg. So it gave me, because I was a small guy, it gave me a little bit more momentum and power with my legs going towards the mound, so the batter's box, and that's what I always went to if I needed a big pitch.
Yeah, that was just a real great sequence there. You're going off speed and right back with that low riser. So Ryan Dolpel on the mound for the Bruisers. Can probably a lot of people, really besides for us, like the Yaks, a lot of people playing now in MAW never saw Ryan pitch. Can you tell us a little bit about him, Jerry?
Ryan just reared back and threw hard.
Yeah.
He every once in a while he would try, I think, a screwball, right? But besides that, he would just throw almost a straight fastball. Wasn't even a riser. And he would just rear back and throw. Played D1 baseball, strong guy, and really made a splash this opening tournament.
He was really impressive.
And here's a Stompers leadoff hitter forever, Paul. At the plate, Paul, tell us about I'm going to take over here for a second. Tell us what it's like to bat first in the first inning for the team. I think I used to just go up there, just pretty much taking. Especially if it's a pitcher like Ryan, who you've never seen before, and obviously has good stuff, and is obviously throwing hard. You want to see as many pitches as you can, and you want the other batters in the team to be able to see as many pitches as they can. Yeah, he just had just really, really good stuff, really good velocity. It was tough to catch. Yeah. And Jerry, was he pitching most of the game coming to this game, or how many innings do you remember Ryan had under his belt?
Not many.
Okay.
We play when we play in the indoor league, we limit it to only two innings. So he would only pitch 2 innings per. So This is the most he'd thrown. It looked like he tried something a little different there.
Yeah, drop maybe or
If you
screw.
go over the top, he would sometimes, like a little screwball or a little drop pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was tough to pick up because, like you said, it's not really a riser, but sometimes I think it just had a little bit natural rise or a little bit natural lateral movement.
And it looks like he short arms the ball slightly, and then the ball explodes out of his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. He explained to us that he'd throw like he was trying to turn a double play.
Okay.
That's what he would try to release it as. That's what he figured out he could throw strikes, and I think that's what made him so effective is that he could throw strikes. So I think you guys figured that out pretty quick. Like,
Yeah.
Can't take.
he didn't want many guys.
That's the thing when you face a pitcher like Ryan, you'll learn after a while you need to be just as aggressive and attack the first pitch that you can, and rather than going in the whole 0-2 right away.
So Nick, if you had to name one pitcher from the past that we faced quite a bit that he reminds you of, I think there's a right answer here.
You think there's a right answer? He actually, I'm really thinking of two guys here, Paul. Elvin Cortez and Washington a little bit.
Who was the second one?
Mike Washington a little bit from Rhode Island Kings. But I see Elvin more because Elvin would throw a couple different pitches, but he would rear back and that's what sort of Ryan did.
So Ryan gets out of that 1, 2, 3. Nick starts off Jerry here with another first pitch strike. That was a drop pitch, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with a slider, which I didn't throw many sliders over my career until towards the end because, I was going to fool people more in 2017 than I did years prior. He's shaking his head because he chased another high one there.
I know.
2019, Jerry, would have hit me a lot better in 2017.
Seen a few more pitches now, but
Yeah. Ooh, that was my sidearm drop there.
beautiful.
Jerry, as like a new player back here, what pitch, if any, do you think was the hardest to sort of get used to, or maybe you're still trying to get used to? I don't know. Like, what pitch gives you the most trouble?
I think it was so tough because coming from a baseball background, the drop and the riser just didn't make any sense, right? Because I never see that. I'm never used to that plane. So those they took a while. Yeah, Chris's first at bat too, right? He's got a baseball background. You threw him 2 straight risers, ankle high, Nick, and he just shook his head because he's like, how is that?
Yeah. I love throwing low risers, Jerry, to big hitters like Chris because I think they give up on the ball early on and their mind tells them don't swing, and then all of a sudden it's like crap, hits the bottom of the zone,
Yep.
Oh, right in the back.
Do you remember, Nick, like, did you feel like you had all your pitches stay, or were you, okay?
Yeah, Paul, I think if you watch, and you know this from watching me all these years, if I'm throwing my sidearm drop early on for strikes, I can mix in all different angles and types of drops even, and I feel super confident. I think the second inning I was watching, I'm getting a lot more drops in for strikes.
Yeah.
But again, I wish I could get more 1, 2, 3 innings. I think I put another guy at base here, but I felt better as the game went on here. That was more of an overhead drop there, which was my original drop that I used to throw.
Yeah, that was frustrating. Your arm release would always be just a little bit different, and that timing, like your first drop on my last pitch, you can see I was out in front, and so it's great.
And as you can see, the field, if you look in center field here, well, that's a good swing. That just missed being a 2-run homer, but this field is the trees are not even moving at all.
That could have changed Barrel Bruiser history there.
That could have really, a second difference.
Yeah, we had no clue. We were pretty clueless. Who knew? Our first tournament in the finals, and we've never even sniffed it since then.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like that happens a lot. Like you just go.
And by the way, Paul knows this, Jerry, too. Whenever he hits a foul ball against me, that's like almost a base hit or a home run. I immediately try to use their aggression against them because they're so confident and they're not the foul ball. That's why I went with a high riser there.
Yep. That was hilarious.
Hey, I'm batting here.
Yeah, you do such a great job of seeing the ball late. You know, like you could see right there, you watched it right into the very end.
Oh, thanks. Well,
What's your approach against a hard thrower like Doppel, Nick?
well, I try to get the bat head through the zone quicker. Doesn't mean swing harder. I start my swing earlier. And I'm a right center hitter anyway, so against hard pitchers, it doesn't really bother me. What bothers me are pitchers that throw the hard screwball that's inside, because then I jam myself.
Yeah.
Ryan's very hard, but I think that I stepped off the plate a little bit and started my swing earlier. I had semi-success against them.
Yeah, you had a couple hits at least.
Yeah, it's hard to have a consistent success against a pitcher like this because you're just too tough. That's a good swing you had there, Paul. You're underneath it. Looked like.
Yeah, it's a story of my story of my Wiffle career. Just a second late every time. I probably shouldn't have been using this moonshot. That's way too heavy to use against Ryan.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I remember, Paul, like whenever the Stompers faced tough pitcher, and Jerry too, we would always talk behind Danny's back and say, Danny's going to get the big hit against this pitcher because he just swings. Oh, there's a hit. He just swings off his butt and sometimes connects. That was a nice swing by Tim there.
Yeah.
That's your typical Tim hit. Yeah, that little ground ball. When we were watching that earlier, he was like, that's all I can do. But I'm like, that's fine. If you're a singles hitter, you're a singles hitter.
And I think that was Tim's last hit as a stopper. I'm just kidding. Tim had the game-winning hit in 2019 finals, I think it was.
Tim had a nice tournament here. I think he had 2 homers off of Laird in the first game against the Axe. He sees Laird well for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit one way up in the trees off of him.
Yep.
And Jerry, this is the year that you were the home run king, right? Was it 2017?
Yeah. That was the year.
As a new hitter too in a new league, that's pretty impressive.
Well, there was a lot of home runs off of some third, some pitchers that wouldn't be starters on other teams. So, they were. It was definitely
cool.
Definitely some padded stats.
Hey, your name's on the wall.
Name's on the wall. That's right. Started off last year like I was going to do it again, but then that was it.
Yeah, we just put up the recap of that first tournament last year, and your 4 home runs against the long balls. That was, I really think that was, and I'm not just because you're here, Jerry. I'm not just buttering you up, but I really think that was one of the most impressive, offensive performances, single player performances we've seen.
Yeah, I was just seeing the ball so well that day. And then the season all went downhill. We were 1-0. I think I said it. Somebody write it down. The Barrel Bruisers are undefeated this year.
Yep.
And that was it. All right, so this is third inning. This is usually a big inning, right, Nick?
Yeah, it's huge, especially in wiffle ball because you don't play 9 innings. So.
Yeah, it's still second time through though because we were batting.
Again, a rangier second baseman probably gets that.
But you know what? That was an impressive at bat. I threw him 3 different pitches, different speeds, and different angles, and he still fought off for a hard hit around base.
Yeah, that was a good hit.
Yeah.
Mark would have made an impact if he had stuck around.
Yeah. I remember watching him in your guys' league. I don't know if it was probably not this past winter. Yeah, that's right. Because he's not here, but the winter before. And yeah, he's still, he's a guy. He's just one of those guys you watch, and you can tell that they have, they know what they're doing. They've got a good idea at the plate. So what are you thinking now, Nick? You lead off runner on. Are you trying to go right after this guy, Jerry?
Well, I'm using my experience here. No, you don't. I never just go right after Jerry. I knew that even early on, but I'm always thinking that I don't want to give up fly balls. So with Jerry, maybe what I'm thinking here is you try to get him to chase because Jerry is an aggressive hitter, right, Jerry? And so I would try to get him to maybe people like to chase high pitches. So let's see, I might go high or I might go low, one or the other. Lower than low or higher than high. I used to say that Jordan used. I didn't look like that great of a pitch, but
Looks like you were trying to go low.
I was pretty aggressive those first 2 at bats, so I think I was seeing the ball a little bit better and trying to be a little more patient here.
Yeah.
Took a walk.
Yeah, it's ball 4.
Yeah, so it's first and second, I think. Well, And I felt that I did pitch better. I don't know if it was unconsciously or not, but I pitched better when there was guys in scoring position. I, for some reason, was able to buckle down. But as a pitcher, you never want to keep putting guys on base because the amount of pitches you're throwing and the amount of chances you're giving the offense.
When you need a strike, when you're just trying to throw a strike, is usually just the riser, just kind of right over that you try to go with.
Yeah, I try usually go low and away. If I not too much away though, because you don't want to miss. But yeah, that's correct.
That's a good take.
And that was my sidearm drop too. That I would,
Yeah.
If I got the head in the count, I would use that. I would aim at right at their batter's hip actually.
It's a 2-0, first and second here.
Chase the ball. Come on.
Ryan's another guy. Great eye. He's
Yeah.
got a great eye up there. Good. A lot of experience with high-level pitching in baseball and college.
Yeah, it frustrates you, Jerry, too, as a pitcher, right? If somebody doesn't chase the pitch you think you executed well, Ryan didn't chase it. I was like, come on, strike three.
There's a single and 2 straight walks, bases loaded, nobody out here in the third. What do you think right here, Nick?
Man, well, now I still want to get out of it. It's wiffle ball, right? So I'm thinking here a strikeout. Like, I know baseball, you're not thinking strikeout. Usually you're thinking double play, limit the damage. But wiffle ball, there's a lot of times you're, bases will go out. It's not a lot, but and then you can still get out of the end with nothing. So that's what I'm. In the finals, I don't want to give a run because you're seeing how Ryan throws. I give up a double here to clears the bases. It's almost game, set, match there. But two things. One is I'm never concerned with throwing a wild pitch. I think I might have thrown 1 or 2 my whole career. And also, I'm fairly confident when I need to throw a strike down the middle, I can. See, I checked there. I got lucky a little bit.
He was ready for that.
He was, and that was a good swing, too. I don't think he was just under it, maybe?
So you're switching balls here. I mean, you probably don't remember why, but like, what's sort of when do you typically switch balls? Like, what kind of makes you do that?
Either after a big hit, because I feel like the ball is jinxed. I know it sounds silly, but also, like, if at any moment it just feels different in your head, like in your brain and your hand, I feel like you don't just gut through it. You have to change it because otherwise you're going to die yourself. So I want there to be 100% confidence in what I'm doing. So that's when I'm going to change the ball.
Nice sidearm drop there to get ahead.
Yeah, that's big. If I could get it with the sidearm drop as a first pitch strike, that helps out a lot.
It's a great pitch, and he was right there. He was right there, but that's
Just like that, 2 down, but now you've got Mark back up, and he had the single off you to lead off the inning. What do you think Tim's telling you here?
I think you and Tim especially were very good at reminding me and Danny that what this batter did last time. He probably told me, Nick, take a breath. He hit the ball hard to right field last time. Go right at him, so.
Good cut there.
And I got a little lucky there. If that ball stays low, he probably hits that, it went a little above. At the end, it exploded up. So it's 0-2 here, right?
Nice pitching.
Yeah, and I think that I threw. I was probably thinking at that moment, should I change the 0-2 pitch to a drop? And instead, I'm like, you want to know what? I feel confident with the rock. I'm going to throw almost an identical pitch and go. So
that was it.
It's a huge boost. Yeah, that is. If you guys score a couple of runs there, that might change the whole game.
Yeah. I don't know if we threaten again, but we'll see. I don't know if we threaten again.
It's definitely disheartening, that situation of
bases loaded, no outs.
Yeah. It works both ways. It gives the team that gets out of it a huge boost, and the team that doesn't score runs like deflating for a few minutes at least.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's only a 3-year career, but boy, if we could come back and have that inning again, that would be the inning we'd want to come back to.
Yeah.
But great job of pitching, Nick.
Thanks. And here's the thing too. I knew how tough you guys were because one of the things the Stompers both pride ourselves on, especially me, Paul, and Tim, and Danny too. We watched other games, so we knew as much as we could know wiffle ball. Watching you guys play in other fields and stuff too. So it helped.
Yeah.
Number 2 quick outs for Ryan. I mean, he was just cruising at this point.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying as the opposing pitcher because he's getting through the innings pretty quickly.
like Jerry was saying earlier, he's pounding the strike zone. Like we had to be aggressive. Like we're a team that will take our walks, but like you just couldn't.
And you know he's throwing hard when the ball's bouncing back, almost back to him. You know, when it's off the strike zone.
No, I don't. My bad.
That's probably Danny throwing that back.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan was definitely tough and like just just tough, just all power.
Yeah, that was a quick. That was like 8 pitches or something.
That was a really quick inning. That was ridiculously quick inning.
Yeah.
So what we got? Fourth, top of the fourth.
Oh, we're shifting Jerry now. Look at this. We're treating you like David Ortiz here, Jerry.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder what just because it was Jerry's first tournament, we didn't we've only seen 2 at bats in this game against him. I wonder what maybe it was just your stance, I guess, that made Tim think, hey, if this guy hits it, he's gonna pull.
Yeah, and I also think that we noticed a trend that even when Jerry was getting out, he was still sometimes ahead of the ball. So if he was going to hit it, it was going to be pulled.
There you go.
That was my sidearm riser there, it looked like. How great is this background, though, Jerry, as a hitter? This is awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can see the ball, like how white it is on video in person.
Change up?
Fabulous.
What was that change?
It might have been a riser that kind of didn't work well. Sidearm riser, I mean.
Thank you.
Got me outside there.
Well, I'm breaking the rules there, putting one ball in my pocket.
Oh!
Yeah, we
got
had
it on video. Games under protest.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, so we didn't have a rule. A little, I don't even know if Nick knows this. So like we didn't have a rule for that. But after this game, Nick Shirey got in touch with us and said, "Hey, no two. This is serious. Said, no 2 balls out there. It was nothing against you. He's like, the rule is the rule, but
Yeah, and it also stopped people from like having a cut ball that you use for a specific pitch and a different ball for another pitch. But for me, my ball is the same thing. It was just feel. It was the exact same thing. Yeah, let's see if I get a 1-2-3 inning here.
it looks like you're kind of feeling it now. You're working a little quicker.
Yeah, I threw a couple screwballs I noticed this inning, and that usually I stopped that pitch because for me that put a lot of pressure on my shoulder because I leaned back and I thrown it that way.
Good eye, good eye. Here we go. Full count. Let's go, Ryan. Anyway on. Let's go.
Mark was a talker. You can always hear him talking in the background. It was great. Reminding people to count.
Ooh, he was out in front of that.
Yeah, it was.
And keep in mind, that was not a changeup.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, a little bit.
Is that a moonshot you guys are using?
Yeah, we bought a moonshot. Big old, I don't know what it was. But yeah, we bought a moonshot for this tournament.
Oh,
Nice pitch.
I know. I saw Ryan's head drop like, and that feels good to get somebody out like that.
Yeah.
But he knew he's probably disappointed too that going back to that foul ball, knowing that the damage there.
Well, that's the thing I realized all these years later is that, you only get a couple pitches a game.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a good pitch.
Sometimes I'll, even in practice, if I got a ball I can hit and I foul it off, I was like, you can't miss that ball. That's a ball you gotta do damage with.
So, Jared, what do you, as a hitter, when you do foul a ball off, that you're like, you should have hit it, like, how do you get yourself back to, like, concentrating on the next pitch?
Well, I mean, that's bad, and you gotta have a real short-term memory, right?
Yeah.
So, good focus drill. Sometimes you just look at the tip of the bat, look at the barrel. That's a classic one, right?
Yeah.
Kind of change your eye. Your bat's here. You look at the end. Look at it. Boom. Dial right back in. You got to empty that mind.
Yeah.
Full mind equals empty bat.
Ooh, I like that.
Wiffleball philosophy.
Yeah. Oh, did I put Chris on base there?
Yeah. Yeah. Chris
Did I have
wasn't
any
too.
1, 2, 3 innings? I'm starting to doubt this now.
Yeah.
2 outs, runner on here. again, like, at this point in the game, we're fourth inning, both pitchers really dialed in. You gotta be thinking, Nick, that you can't let up a run, right?
Yeah, I have enough experience at this point, knowing when you're facing a pitcher like Ryan, it's going to take 1 or 2 hits to score a run, and then you can't give up a run. So, ooh, nice play by Paul. Turns one to second base. That's smart defense. As Stompers, I felt like we always communicated if there's a ground ball, rather than trying to throw it home, to second base.
Yep.
Smart play, Paul.
Shirey yelling, though, the foot was off second. not your game, Shirey.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
Glenn was a tough hitter. He could, that ball was almost in the K zone, and he just got a piece of it, man. These original guys right here, if they had stuck around and still were playing with Chris and I, this would be a tough team. I think all these guys would have evolved a little bit as hitters.
No, 100%. I totally agree.
Considering this is the first time we'd ever seen anything like this. We played new ball over the winter, so.
Yeah, I think, it's going back to Paul's phrase, not trying to butter you up or Bruisers up, but you guys were the standout team this whole tournament, I think, without a doubt, too, because to make it to the finals, and as we see here later on, this was a battle. So, that's I know you don't want to say, it's a victory without winning at all, but it really was, super impressive. It was crazy.
Dan's up here. He was sort of our not sort of. Dan was our free swinger. He was either gonna miss by a mile or hit it out by a mile.
And Paul, if you remember, Danny used to hate, especially this tournament too. He used to hate when you say "good swing, Dan." Afterward, he'd be like, "Shut up, I got out." Well, there's a little grounder. Oh, Jerry. I think Danny's speed would have beat it out.
Nice play out there, guys.
It took me long enough to make the play.
Yeah. That was nice. That went underneath Ryan, and then you saw it, dove, got it, and it was a nice play. Nice throw, too. Usually people mess up the throw.
I've watched that back a few times.
Oh, get out!
Yeah.
First pitch.
Yo, rewatching this, I think maybe that people's minds were still on that nice play in the field, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine definitely was just rewatching it. So did you pick something up in the first couple of bats, Nick, that, can you walk us through that?
I did, and you asked me before to compare Ryan to somebody, and Elvin, so I tried to think back to those at bats, Paul, and I was like, Nick, you need to start your hands earlier. So I think I probably even started my hands while he's in his motion. Otherwise, I'm going to be behind it, and I still was behind it, but like I said before, I'm a field hitter. So I was able to get the barrel. I think I stepped off the plate a little bit and was able just to make a nice connection. Swing too.
Yep.
That's here.
And also, this is like my third or fourth at bat, so we're seeing Ryan a little bit more. Helps every at bat helps a tiny bit.
Yep.
And Jerry mentioned earlier too. Ryan mostly threw one pitch, sometimes two, three. So if you sit in a pitch, it's still going to be hard stuff, but you need to start early, and you can kind of guess that it's going to be in a certain location.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ryan wasn't a pitcher, so even me, I'm not a pitcher, and I'm not, every once in a while I can put together a good 3 innings. But one thing I've learned is timing, right? Is you gotta change, like Ryan's windup is the same every time, right? And it's the same, almost the same pitch. And one of the things I've learned from the pitchers in Mid-Atlantic, like just a little pause, or change of arm angle, or a little something to mess up the timing.
Exactly, yeah. And I think he would have learned that, Jerry, too, with more experience. He would have absolutely probably did sidearms, pause, or even a step off the mound type of thing.
Is this it? Is this the 5th inning?
Top 5, yeah. So here, Nick, just right after him is your thought process?
Yeah, now I'm pumped. I used to think of myself, Paul, as a closer for my own game, too. So I went from having, I used to emulate myself after David Cohn and El Duque to now, Mariano Rivera-esque. I played mind. So I really, really wanted to try to close my own game, so. And I feel like, obviously, I was the one that got the home run there, so I'm feeling an extra shot of adrenaline here, thinking like I'm going to win this game now in this last inning. So but now Jerry's coming up, and obviously he's don't give him anything to hit a solo home run to tie the game up here.
Right.
I think I threw him a screwball outside. It was like not even close to trying to end the chase.
Yeah, I don't remember this at bat, so this is all new again.
Oh, good swing. Trying to tackle there. You can tell I was fired up, Paul, because I even started pitching to Jerry before Tim was in play. That
Could have mentioned that.
yeah.
Not that Tim would have made the play anyway, even if he,
Ooh,
Good eye,
hold
good eye.
there, Jerry. Drop too. That's exactly what I wanted there.
You can tell I'm just purely defensive up there. I've got choked up. Look at that. Just thinking, make contact. Oh, maybe not make
Hey, here you go,
contact.
Ryan.
Looked like I tried to park that one.
So, yeah, so we did play 6 this game, so you guys still have one more at bat after
we
the
do.
both.
All right.
Jerry, I loved how you used to like lock and load your lower body and your wrist when you're batting. Like it was crazy fun to watch.
I didn't.
I've tried a lot of different things over the years after that first year. I realized the baseball swing probably wasn't the best bet, so I've gone to tried to no stride last year. I've tried a lot of different things.
Yeah. That might have been one of my harder pitches of the game right there.
Yeah, he's definitely dialed it up.
And I think it was a slider too.
Good eye,
See,
good
what
eye. Here we
happened
go.
for me towards my career is my consistent control was off a little bit. Those drops are staying too high. Like I don't want them that high.
Good eye, Ryan. Good eye, Ryan. Here we go, full
I
count.
just missed it. It was pissed there. It didn't hit the bottom of the zone. It's frustrating as a pitcher when you do everything you want to do and it just misses by like a centimeter.
There you go. Your first 1-2-3 inning?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Just getting warmed up after 4. We should play 9-inning games, Nick. You would,
So as a batters here, like, we really want to get that second run because we have enough experience, everybody here, knowing that one thing, nothing. It's one swing of the bat ties the game up. So we want to have a cushion.
Yep.
It's a typical Dan swing. Couldn't check there. He's still using that original moonshot that he got back in. That bad Dan's using there, Jerry, is the first moonshot they ever made. He got it like back in 2000 or something. It was like a birthday gift. He's still using it 17 years later.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, same with Nick with the black bat.
Yeah, and there's a single.
Yep.
By the
Double.
way, I didn't realize this, Jerry and Paul. Like back-to-back at bats, I swung at the first pitch for hits there. I had no idea.
One out.
That ball,
Ryan.
those balls were up in the zone too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like the ball up in the zone, Nick. I don't know if it's just because maybe your bat didn't have to travel as far, but like,
Maybe. Yeah.
but like I remember a couple big hits you got throughout the years that were up.
Yeah.
Good hang, kid. Good hang.
And Paul, I know you don't want to hear this, but you're literally on him all your at bats here. But I guess it didn't really pay off mostly. But
Not at all.
there.
One out. Going home.
You should choke up. Come on, choke up more.
I should have been choking up. I shouldn't have been using a moonshot either.
Would you typically use the loco?
Well, no, I mean at this point I didn't know what I was using because it had been so long.
Yeah.
But shortly after this, I went to the Easton pretty exclusively.
Oh yeah, because my bat was like the Easton, but it wasn't an Easton. I had to keep bending the handle because it was so hot in my attic that the handle bent. The bat was sideways.
2 outs now, 5th inning.
Ooh, come on, Tim, hit a 2-run homer here. Look at him stare at the camera. He's all mad.
What a fast-paced game.
Really is.
We got no cave-on and antics going on the mound here, you know.
Never quick. It's really these pitchers. Both Nick and Ryan just got the ball and.
Yep.
So it looks like the hits were Stompers had 3 at this point. I think the Bruisers had 3 as well, right?
Yeah, so 2 for you, 1 for Tim for us. For the Bruisers, Mark had a hit. Glenn had a hit. Mark had 2 hits. Or
Okay.
one of them had 2 hits. I think it was 3-3 on hits. I can look it up.
I think Glenn might have had 2. Yeah.
I think you're right, Jerry.
I want to state it for the record too. You see that I'm wearing number 4. I've always wanted 23, but Danny was the original Stomper. Wouldn't give me number 23. I'm still bad about it to this day.
You Michael Jordan fans.
No, not Jordan. Mattingly. The last inning here. Hopefully last. I'm looking to close this out. Like, the end of a tournament is a very exciting time for a pitcher, especially in the mound, because in those last 3 outs, it's huge.
For the Bruisers, it was 3 hits. It was Ryan, Glenn, and Mark all on 1 apiece.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, Ryan. Yeah.
And I think 2 of them were in the first inning, I believe, right?
Correct.
Here we go.
3 straight balls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Typical me, Jerry. Sometimes I would go 3 or 4 innings with nobody, then all of a sudden back-to-back innings with bases loaded. It was a pain in the neck.
There you go.
Okay.
Nice comeback.
Yeah, that's, as you know, Jerry's a pitcher too. It's huge. If you go down 3-1 in the count or whatever, and you end up getting an out, it just turns everything around.
Hey, here we go. Let's go, Glenn.
Rather than a guy on first base with no outs.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, I've choked more in the last inning than I care to remember. So.
Yeah, you've definitely had a couple tough last innings.
Oh.
All right, Mark. Let's
Yeah,
go,
and whenever
man.
I'm, yeah.
Let's go.
Well, like you said earlier, but you're not necessarily a pitcher. Don't necessarily want to be one, and
Yeah.
to get that, you've got some good teams deep in the game on the ropes, and
Oh,
that's,
Mark. Come on, Mark.
it's tough to close those out.
Yep. You struck Glenn out?
Yep.
Yeah.
2 outs. It looks like we're not going to put up a fight here in the last inning.
Mark. Still in this. Let's go. Go.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I know I'm thinking I don't want to give a solo home run, so I don't want to lay anything right down the middle of the plate either.
Especially against Mark, who's been on your pitches.
Yeah.
Come on, Mark. Go time, Mark.
I think he was choking up too, so that actually, for me, tells me that the person has a good understanding what they want to do at the plate.
3-0 there.
Say, Mark. Come on, Mark. Come on, Mark.
But you got a little bit of wiggle room here, Nick. So with nobody on, you can.
I know we lose, and I'm still optimistic.
There you go.
Yeah, bounce that one in.
Yeah, let's
There you
go,
go. You got
No,
like.
Let's
you're
go.
on
no,
track.
I don't remember making the last out of the game.
All right, the game's over here.
Oh, no.
If Jerry hits a 2-run homer, I'm gonna be pissed. If this,
There we go.
That's what I should have done. I should have clipped out one of those home runs against the long balls, inserted it here.
yeah, I'll be like, wait, what?
Come on, Jerry.
Who knows, Jerry? Maybe you get on base here too. I don't remember. What kind of moment would this been if you jacked the 2-run homer?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Come on, Jerry.
Not me, but for you guys.
There you go.
Oh, you would have been off the Stompers, Nick.
I would have been
You wouldn't be friends anymore.
All right. I'm betting you a riser elevated. Oh, you went with a drop. Got me.
I bet that's what you were
Looking.
thinking, too. Because you were definitely
Looking.
first.
Nice pitching, Nick.
Thank you. Yeah, good game. That was 1-0. You can't ask for a tighter game than that.
Yeah, that really started a trend of really good championship games that we've been fortunate to have in MAW. We've had a lot of, you go to some other tournaments, we've been to plenty, Nick, where the game ends, and every week get to the championship game and both pitchers are just out of stuff. It's whatever, it's 10-9 or it's 10-0. This game started a trend, and we've been fortunate to have a lot of really good ones.
But going back, I think the total key to this game game, I don't know if you agree, Jerry, was that bases loaded, no outs. That changed the whole complexion
Yep.
in there.
Yeah, absolutely. You got out of that bases loaded, no outs, and that was our opportunity.